I have never been so happy to make a video about Dragon Ball Super since probably Battle of Gods, right? Since the Battle of Gods arc. But, hey, yeah, fuck yeah. Oh man, like this is so liberating, right? But it's also very disheartening because I'm saying this about a Dragon Ball product. But it's for the best. Dragon Ball Super, at the very least, is going to discontinue in March of 2018. Now, people are saying that it's going to go on a hiatus. I'll talk about that too, but which I think that's very unlikely. But we'll talk about that too. But courtesy of Herms, right? The most trusted translator when it comes to Dragon Ball stuff, right? Been following him since 2011, right? All these Kanzenshuu stuff. Ever since I've liked Kanzenshuu, right? He's been the one guy, so this is 100% accurate, right? Why don't actually let me pull up the exact quote. But basically, he said that it's ending, and because that Gegege no Kitaro, I think that's how you pronounce it, is going to be taking its time slot. I am so fucking happy. I am so fucking happy that this is happening. I am. Okay. According to this newspaper, the new Gegege no Kitaro series will indeed take Super's 9 a.m. Sunday time slot starting April 1st, which, people were theorizing like April Fools, but with Super ending in March. Yes! Fuji TV says that while there are no set plans for the broadcast of a new Dragon Ball show, it's not like the series is over. So, if you have been following this channel for at least the last 2 years, right? Maybe, well, 1.5 years, ever since my hatred of Super really started with the fucking Zamasu arc. I would say most specifically at the point where Goku Black was revealed to be just Zamasu, right? Ever since that particular point in Dragon Ball Super, I've come to realize, and the inclusion of the Resurrection F arc have made me realize that Super has just been a shit stain on a great franchise, right? And we have had a lot of shit stains from Dragon Ball, right? Like Battle of Gods was a great movie, not perfect, but it was great. Beerus and Whis are some of the best additions to the cast, right? I could not have been more happy with Beerus and Whis as character additions. I'm so glad to say I'm so glad to say that as a Dragon Ball fan, Beerus and Whis are characters in Dragon Ball, that they don't belong to any other show, just Dragon Ball. I am really happy to say that. What I am not happy to say is that Dragon Ball Minus is a thing. What I am not happy to say is that Dragon Ball Super as a whole is a thing. That the Resurrection F arc / movie exists, because numerous plot holes, inconsistencies, dumb retcons, and character regressions, right? I'm ashamed to say that the Zamasu arc exists. I'm ashamed to say that the fucking the Universe Survival arc exists. I'm ashamed about a lot of things in Dragon Ball, post 2013. There's been more bad than good with Dragon Ball since then. But anyone that's been following this channel has known that I fucking hate Dragon Ball Super, because it's a disgrace of a Dragon Ball product. And I love Dragon Ball. I love it. Like, I really do. I'm really passionate about it. It irritates me to no end to see people, discredit it for the wrong reasons, or, spread false information or lies, like whatever it is, right? Like saying like, oh, Goku is not a developed character, or oh, it was all, muscles. And I dedicated like so many videos, right? I dedicated like live streams and videos and hours on YouTube just as a way to spend time when I was in college, but because like I wanted to like educate people. Not that I saw myself as like some like end all be all Dragon Ball fan, or like this god or kami of the Dragon Ball world, but I know I was doing the right thing because I had people like Motzilla Vulpix and Geekdom 101 comment on my videos. I had Super what's his name? Super Saiyan 2 Vegito, I think. Super Vegito Super Saiyan 2, I think that's his name. Future Gohan Super Saiyan 2. I had so many different people, right? Comment on my videos agreeing with what I was saying about that. I think Danny D's World, shout out to him, I think like commented on one of my videos. So I knew I was doing the right thing. And now, for everything that I said, you know, to be just disregarded or shitted upon in Super, yeah, that's one thing, and that makes me very mad. The second thing is to see the fan base eat this shit up and enjoy it, you know? Look, I'm not going to stop you from enjoying anything, you know? Even if it's Dragon Ball Evolution, if you like the Rikuyo Showdown arc in Gintama, if you like fucking, I don't know, Street Fighter 5, or if you like, I don't know, just, or if you like The Room, you know? If you like, I guess I can go more obscure. If you enjoyed Denis Villeneuve's movie Enemy, right, which is something that I enjoy, I'm not going to stop you from enjoying that, right? I'm not going to stop you from enjoying that. But what I do hate is seeing a lot of people say, like, this is okay, this fits within the Dragon Ball, like this makes sense with respect to the original Dragon Ball manga that was running back in 1984 to 1995, you know, when it doesn't. I've had people defend the fucking Potara being a 1 hour retcon. I've had people defend future Zamasu and Goku Black fusing, you know, when Elder Kaioshin said that you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to fuse as a Super Saiyan. I've had people say, you know, defend Goku and Vegeta using it again. Even after Toyotaro said that it was because of fan expectations. Fandom, oh my god. Like, this is... I don't mean to make this into a Super rant because I want to talk about, like, the implications of, like, Super, like, coming off finally in March. But it's just, like, all these things. It's so liberating for me as a Dragon Ball fan to see this finally end. I don't have to see Dragon Ball as a franchise take a hit in quality every single fucking week now, right? And granted, quality has improved since the Zamasu arc. The Universe Survival arc is definitely better than the Zamasu arc, that's for sure, right? But it's still so liberating for me to see, like, no more character regressions, no more Vegeta, like, hating Goku, going back to pre-Buu arc self, not having his character be regressed. No more Goku, like, being Flandrice to being, like, overly dumb, or being overly excitable, like a regular, like, run-of-the-mill shonen protagonist nowadays. I'm so excited to see, like, to not see Piccolo use the Makanko Sappo every single fucking fight that he's in. I'm so excited to see, you know, like, Beerus and Whis not just be one-note food caricatured characters. I think that's the correct usage of words. I am just so, not even excited, relieved is more like it. I'm so relieved. I won't have to put up with bullshit power scaling, garbage-ass writing, numerous plot holes and inconsistencies, and unnecessary retcons that destroy some of the, moments in the original manga, like Goku and Vegeta fusing when it was permanent. It is permanent as far as I'm concerned, because, you know, Super doesn't have to be considered canon. I'm so relieved because of that. But there's also sadness because I didn't want this to happen in Dragon Ball Super. I didn't want this to happen in Dragon Ball Super. My unpopular opinion is that Battle of Gods and Resurrection F were way better in Super than they were in movie form, because things were explained a lot better. And yeah, it had its dumb moments, Videl going Super Saiyan, and, you know, Ginyu taking over Tagoma's body, but and Chisame being, it improved a lot of stuff, especially the Resurrection F stuff. The Resurrection F stuff, the revival of F stuff was way better in Super than it was in the movie. Goku, the way Goku was being taken out, Vegeta's beatdown, Jaco, the fact that it was actually said that 6 months passed rather than it not being said in the fucking movie. A whole bunch of things, man. A whole fucking bunch of things were done better, you know? And so, Battle of Gods was, like, not perfect, but it was great. Resurrection F was, it was improved from the movie, but still not, it was decent. And I was expecting, like, looking back on it now, it was just so dumb for me to expect any sort of, like, Z level or manga level thing. Because one, obviously Toriyama himself is not the one, like, writing the lines of dialogue. or at least most of the lines of dialogue, right? And he's not the one drawing it, so I can't expect like, and obviously his art style has changed, so I can't expect like top tier art or anything like that, right? Even in anime form, right? And thank God we have Yuya Takahashi and Naoki Tate, and Naotoshi Shida, but yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Naotoshi Shida and Yuya Takahashi, but I was sincerely hoping that we would just get like something that would make me go like, this is a good fucking arc in Dragon Ball. This is a good arc in Dragon Ball. Not decent or meh, something that really fulfilled everything, like the Namek arc did, like the Androids arc did, like the King Piccolo arc did, like every single arc in the original Dragon Ball manga did. If I go away from your series being like, oh, this arc is meh, then you have failed, at least by my expectations, right? And if I can suitably prove that, and people agree with me, and people, we're allowed to like argue and discuss like if what I said was wrong, and I have been wrong. I have been wrong in the past. I actually can't remember what exactly it was, but it was something about it was some line of dialogue Toppo said, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, I was wrong about it. So I'm not perfect when it comes to that shit, but it's just like it's like what Uber Hikari said, right? Like 5 years ago. For anyone that remembers him, it doesn't matter like whether this dude is a hater or not of a show or a product. What matters are his arguments, right? If I can go, and I always bring this volume out. Sorry, I'm taking a. But see, if I can go to this page, right, and I can read this. Should we be Super Saiyan before we use these? No, you'll stay that way forever. Being Super Saiyan oversurfaces your body, you'll end up shortening your lifespan. If I can go to the original manga for that, I can prove to you that Toriyama nowadays is a very wishy-washy, lackadaisical, uncaring, unfeeling author, right? There have been numerous plot holes in Super. I can point to this and show you the direct plot hole contradiction when Goku Black is Super Saiyan Rose, and I can do it not just in this situation, in multiple ones, and you can't adequately prove it or try to disprove it without fucking headcanon, then yes, you are wrong. I don't want to be a hater of Dragon Ball Super, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't think like I magically turn into like this fucking like cynical ass, just random hating ass like Dragon Ball Super dude. No, I gave it a fucking chance. You guys remember when I was doing the Universe 6 stuff? When I was reviewing the Universe 6 stuff, I was trying to be as positive as I could, and I still pointed out like some of like the fucking flaws and shit, right? But I was nowhere near as cynical as I am now. And the reason that has happened is because of shit like that. Inconsistent bullshit writing and character regression. And it's not just me. It's not just me. That's the great part. Dragon Ball Redux HTC, Super Sean, Kaboom Crusader, Tyro Kid, Emma Winters, the moderator of the Dragon Ball subreddit. It's other learned, Joey Weiser, right? The guy who does the Merman Eisner Award-winning comics. All these guys have admitted that Super has bored them, it's shit writing, it's garbage, and so I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm seriously not the only one that said this stuff. And these are veteran Dragon Ball fans, and maybe, if you probably, I'm not saying you probably, but some of you guys like may not know who these people are, but these are people who I talk to on GameFAQs, the Kanzenshuu forums, on Twitter. Right? And they probably don't know who I am. They probably have never seen my video, and they have no reason to really, because I don't really talk with them on a frequent basis, right? I'm sure if I told Kaboom Crusader like, oh, my name was like what my GameFAQs name was, right, or what my Kanzenshuu name was, then he might recognize me. But it's not like we were like super close or anything. But the fact is, like, I've talked with these people. These guys have the right. I know these guys have like the right mindset about Dragon Ball. And what really betrayed me was not seeing these guys, but seeing fellow Kanzenshuu people actually like what was going on in Super despite all of this. I saw people like the fact that he spared Frieza in Resurrection F. And there are some fans that you should... I'm gonna name some names. Like, this is where I'm gonna call out some people. Bernie Machiavelli on Twitter. Bernie and then Machiavelli, which is Makaveli. I mean, this is some real petty shit. Like, this is some, like, real childish shit. But I really don't give a fuck right now. Bernie Machiavelli, Vale XC, VII, there's this one bitch I blocked. What's her name? The fuck is her name? Where blocked accounts. There we go. Yeah, Empress Arcade called Manami. Vale 1997 on Twitter. Like, all these dudes who are just defending the dumbest bullshit, asking like the... Oh, Lord. I've seen people, like... It's really depressing to see, like, people who you were, like-minded with actually defend all this garbage-ass bullshit writing, you know? Whether it was Vegeta going back to fuck Kakarot mode, or 17 struggling with Super Saiyan Blue, or, you know, like, bullshit, like, or 17, you know, somehow doing well against Super Saiyan Blue, and people going like, oh, Goku's not going all out, as if that's an excuse for, like, why it's happening. A whole bunch of bullshit like that. Or Vegeta, you know, I went to the video, right? I went to the video where Zamasu becomes the Sky. And you are, you know, like when Trunks, people actually defended that Trunks getting the Genki Dama sword, and it's just like, do I even like it? It really like makes me question, like, should I even like what's wrong with you? Really, seriously, what's wrong with you? I mean, one's value as a person isn't dependent on whether they like Dragon Ball Super or not, or what they think about Dragon Ball Super or not. But obviously, like, that's the main method of communication that I have with people on Twitter. Dragon Ball or video games, or, you know, things that I like. And, you know, sure, we can, like, become, like, more, you know, online friends or whatever. But it's just, like, it's shit like that that just makes me really, like, angry. And I see no rhyme or reason. And the thing is, how many minutes is this video? This is 17 minutes, and I haven't really even talked about, like, what I wanted to talk about. But it's just, like... It's like, you know, I was watching the Dave Chappelle Netflix the other day, where he said that he's not going to be able to understand every decision that people make, right? And I know that's true. I'm not going to be able to understand every decision that people make. I'll never be able to understand... I'll never truly be able to understand, like, all the logic behind, you know, certain people's actions. I'll never, you know... It just won't happen. But that shouldn't stop me from treating them with dignity and respect, right? But that gets really hard when I see the most retarded of arguments ever. Like what I was saying, like, with those people I was calling out, like Empress Arcade and Vale 1997 and all this garbage ass, like, oh, like this dude Vale was saying, like, oh, like what is Goku how is Goku sparing Frieza at the end of the Resurrection F arcs? How is that character regression? And then I clearly said to him, like, yes, he spares Frieza at the end of Namek, but him becoming a Super Saiyan and awakening to his Saiyan nature makes him colder and harder and makes him sterner as a character, which finally allows him to believe he has killed Frieza on Namek, which then in turn helps him tell Gohan to kill Cell, and then himself to kill Yakan and Buu. And I just kept repeating this over and over again, and he just didn't get it. He just didn't get it. He kept... Either he was trolling me or something. I don't know what it was, but for whatever reason, he couldn't get it. I just had to block him because he was just being too incessant with the same questions over and over again, and, you know, the conversation was going nowhere. And he was the type of person that would just, like, keep on making it go for whatever reason. But yeah. But yeah, Super's ending, and it's great. I'm so happy. I mean, that doesn't mean... I mean, obviously, we have the Saiyan movie in 2018 coming out, and I have no doubt that's going to be absolutely fucking horrendous. I hope I'm wrong, obviously, but it's going to be fucking horrendous considering Dragon Ball Minus. And a lot of other people besides me, like Beer Sticks, and I think, you know, Emma Winters and Vegito EX, you know, the founder of Kanzenshuu, and all these different people, they have their reservations of the movie. And we have good-hearted Saiyans now, which is retarded for the most obvious of reasons if you've been following the original manga at all. Dragon Ball Minus, which makes Bardock like this loving father, which is so stupid, right? Well, not a loving father, but just like he cares about Kakarot. Like no, that doesn't make any sense. Gine is like mellow for some reason. That doesn't make any sense either. God. But yeah, I'm just happy Super is going to end. Now, people are talking about a possible hiatus. It's unlikely in my opinion, but it's not completely out the door. It's possible that it could go on a hiatus, but I sincerely doubt it for a number of reasons. One, Toriyama and Toyotaro have been continuously churning out arcs for Dragon Ball Super since 2015, since Super started. And maybe even 2013 if you want to count Battle of Gods, right? And Dragon Ball Minus and Jocko and all that, right? They've been continuously churning out arcs. So for them to suddenly stop is totally uncharacteristic unless they're already done with the story, right? The second is the whole issue with the time slot. See, there's a show called Gegege no Kitaro that's I'm probably like butchering the name, right? But it's taking Dragon Ball Super's 9 a.m. slot on Sunday. And so if Super were to come back, it's not so simple that, oh, you can just like move this show to a different time slot and, oh, Super's back on at this time or whatever, right? So there's also the issue of like trying to input the show back into the the television lineup, right? But there's also the possibility that Toei might do it anime only arcs for Dragon Ball Super, and honestly, you guys already know how I'm gonna feel about that shit. Without any input from Toriyama. The other thing is, like, I think about this arc, the Universe Survival arc, and it's very endgame-ish to me. You already have Jiren, who's stronger than gods, basically. You have universes themselves fighting for multiversal destruction. I mean, if that's not endgame series-esque, then I don't know what is. So, to me, and Goku gets the technique of the gods. So to me, it's very final arc-esque. I think it's the final arc, personally. And yeah, that's it. I think the hiatus thing is very unlikely. Extremely unlikely. There's some other stuff that I want to talk about, though. I just want to bring it up on my Twitter first before I do anything, so. What did I want to talk? I'm just so like, I'm so happy but drained. Like I'm just thinking about like Dragon Ball Super as a whole, and it's just like, yeah. Anyway, the Dragon Ball Super chapter, I'll do that when Viz's translation is out. Yeah, the NBA All-Star announced. Oh yeah, my man Manu would have been starting if the fan voting was still there, but that's funny as shit. Yeah, so there was an animator. His name was Tsutomu Ono, and he said, so the news that Dragon Ball Super will be ending its broadcast in spring of March has already gone public. I just found out yesterday that episode 126 would be my last time as animation director. So, if this indicates anything, that means the show is over. And I'm so happy about that because Super sucks and I don't want more shit. I don't want more shitty stuff to be part of Dragon Ball Super. Right? Yeah, there's also the new Dragon Ball ending that's out. Oh my god, Dragon Ball Super ending 10 would have been perfect. Like, that ending was incredible. That's one of the few good things about Super. And that would have been a perfect ending, for the series. At least the penultimate series. But yeah, I mean, for me, I'm just so glad Dragon Ball Super is ending as a big fan of Dragon Ball in general, because now, less shit writing. It's really annoying to see people enjoy something that blatantly contradicts and disrespects the original manga. You know, whether it's something as small as Potara or Vegeta's character regressing. And I truly believe, like, in the next 10 to 50 years, any new fan that gets into Dragon Ball will go into this and be like, huh, this conflicts with the manga. And they'll come to the realization that Dragon Ball Super was not a good Dragon Ball product, in terms of, at least in terms of its writing. At the end of the day, I mean, music is all subjective. I personally think it wasn't that good, which lent itself to what I believed about Super's quality. Animation was great at times. Yeah, but I just let me go to Herm's Twitter so I can like talk about this more. If there's anything that I'm glossing over and that I'm forgetting, so that I can. Man, I expect like there's actually like a lot of happiness, but it's just like a joint like sadness, because I'm so sad at like what Super is, right? On is this the info? Yeah. So that's the thing. Like it hasn't been said. No source has used the term hiatus. The closest is Fuji TV giving a quote that this wouldn't be the end, but that future plans are still pending. But obviously that includes only the movie, because the animator said that, you know, Super is ending in March for good. So the hiatus stuff is pretty much dead and very unlikely. I mean, there's always a chance that it could come back in the future. Who knows? But you know, people were saying the same thing about Bleach, but at least Bleach has canon material. Like, it actually has like material that it hasn't animated, right? So, well, there's been a lot of sadness expressed over today's news. Happiness here, happiness and sadness. On the flip side, I'm glad to see that so many people really did. And this is what I was saying. I don't want to like shit on anyone's, like, you know, if you enjoy something, you enjoy it. But it's super. I'm not happy to see that. I'm not happy to see fans supporting and thinking, right, that a shit show like Super, which objectively has plot holes and shit writing compared to the original manga, people are enjoying that. People are okay with Vegeta being back in his fuck Kakarot mode. People are happy with fanfiction multicolored Super Saiyan hair forms. People are okay with fanfiction evil Goku, even though we've already had 2 evil Gokus in the past with Ginyu Goku and Tullus. Well, Tullus is not Goku, but you get my point. Frieza coming back. Plot holes with like evil people being able to keep their dead body years after they've been killed. Yeah. There's a collective sigh like coming out. I'm just so happy like this shit is being done with. And yeah, that's really all I can say about it, to be honest with you. Fuck Super, but thank God it's ending in March. There is one last thing I want to talk about before I go. There's also like a lot of like unresolved plot lines, like Planet Sadala and, you know, like the King Sadala. I wonder if we'll ever see them. We might see them in the Saiyan movie back in 2018, so we'll see. But not back in 2018. That will happen in 2018. But yeah, a lot of unresolved plot lines. What was Champa doing with the Super Dragon Balls? And I'm pretty sure this arc is gonna end with fucking, you know, all the universes being revived. I mean, it's just so Toriyama-esque, and it's really just meaningless at the end of everything. They're gonna be like, oh, we can have Zeno's gonna be like, oh, we're not gonna destroy the tournaments. We can have this tournament again at the end because, you know, it's so fun for all of us to fight. And the sad part about that is like it's so predictable for that to happen. You know, it's so predictable that they'll be revived because Zeno had a good time. But I would really like it for that not to be the case. I think that would make a much more a better written story, a much more powerful written story. And, you know, I'm sure Super apologists are going to be like, oh no, Manu, oh no, Saiyan Z3, you're wrong. But, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, the unresolved plot lines, I'm just thinking, like, Will Vegeta get Ultra Instinct, or what? Is Goku's training done, or like with Whis done? Like, what's next? You know? Yeah, but I'm just thinking. That's all. That's all, fellas. That's all. Unresolved plotlines. Yeah. Anyway, I for one am extremely happy that Super is ending. As a Dragon Ball fan, I'm just glad that I don't have to put up with this bullshit anymore. I don't have to put up with bullshit. And I've said this phrase so many times already in the video, but garbage writing, bullshit character, motivations, regressions of characters, horrible choreography, bad music in my opinion, um, and especially bad lines of dialogue and character actions. And you just got to put up with it for 2 more months. And yeah, that'll be it. Thank you guys for watching. Super's ending. There might be a God out there after all. Now let's hope nothing happens after the Dragon Ball movie in 2018. Let the franchise not become Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon or Star Wars and Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, let it be a self-completed shonen. Let Dragon Ball Super in years' time fade into obscurity as like the side story like GT, which I think it will. Honestly, I really think it will. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys when I see you.